Hello again. Here we are again. An incongruous, equivocal beacon on this timeline approaches, but of hope or despair for us 'tis wholly perspective dependent, unlike this timeline, which isn't. If I could dispense apologies like Pez's, nowhere near would my dispensary be enough from me to you for all of this. Which is why just sorry will have to do. Well, not just sorry. And before we begin, try to not be thinking about what I'm actually saying. These crazy days words just get in the way of meaning. But rather, whilst I blather so, you be leaning in to letting go, accepting my flow. Let me amble up front shotgun for a while, travelling time companion style. Nonchalantly kicking over any barriers what gets thrown up, maybe. Against my ways of saying, maybe not. In self-defence, I take no offence. I had to ride shotgun for myself, kicking my own barriers down first time around. And if you do choose to acquiesce to let me loose my love largesse, how bad could it be? See, together, first we gonna nonchalantly sashay straight past our standing collywobbles. Seeds of these are inner squabbles. Then push aside those bona fide fears for our here and now. To then grab hold these times of ours tightly. And then we's gonna dig our heels in adroitly. And then, basically, you just don't, 'cause you won't let go. Which is all I do and won't. So, onwards and upwards. Hey ho! 'Twas a beautiful midwinter's morn. A blue sky speckled with lovely white fluffy clouds. Cars racing past. Beautiful people bonded together by love seeking harmony, their souls burning all the more brightly against the encroaching insanity. Darkness born in selfish hearts and spread by hateful words both said and heard, whose tendrils already streak out so far, so fast, and at last, as darkness for them replaced light. Fear, having long since stolen from too many hearts too much hope. So the shiny shimmer that be those good folks' love lay lost neath multifold layers of righteous anger and indignant malcontent, as once again humanity had spooked itself into believing that increasingly it had no choice but to be beating that shiniest shimmer right out of each other. 'Cause we was angry. Obviously so. For good reason though. But again, you know? 'Cause for yous good folk this time around, hope really goes to ground. Lost to the rising righteosity rot what finally, connivingly in our division overtakes its host. For this wasn't going to be like last time, where the baddies literally had skulls and crossbones for their emblemage. This cycle, there were no bad guys, only good guys on different sides. Good guys stood for goodness against other good guys also standing for goodness. Me. No wonder ensues such calamity. Now, if you have an internal narrator and its counselling is to let go, fuck it, hold on tighter, I got ya. If not, lucky you. Because just as this time around good guys we were all gonna be, so in our coming real reality, both sides be the bad guys, actually reluctantly escalating atrocities atrociously. We had to. We knew we had no choice. Because you know that bunch of wrong-uns t'other side going to be doing for us worse. And when we have, eventually, well and truly, fucked each other and our mother, earth up, good and proper enough, so the good side wins and the bad side loses, irrespective. Leaning in, letting go, grab the flow. And by the by, winners and losers alike will pay the same loyalty card price, as good folk end up getting sacrificed en masse at the altar of anger, and for no better reason than way back when the beginnings for them of all this really began. For us, these times getting our better when we could have let it not, when it could still be stopped, back when we still had the choice to choose to begin a journey that would end with those good folk hence finding their voice in time, so that it counts for them, and so then for us, time irrespective, see? Because unless we do so now for them in their way back when, so they will have no choice then but the one today we make for them, to behave like a bunch of egregious cunts. We will force them to get dragged into what we had to have started to have stopped long before they got there, to not get there, i.e. here or here, but not there. No siree, Bob. So, oh yes, we do have to, for them, and so for us, or not. And that's my point, fellow travellers on this timeline. All this is our choice, but a choice we only get to make if at first we can believe it as such, which is the truth we can only rediscover within each other, which is also the truth hiding in plain sight, hidden from us, huddled as we are behind our man-made, made-up bullshit divides. And I'm telling you, it doesn't have to be this way. We've let it get this way, but there's only one group of people that can change that. And if we do choose to try, we have allies. Time is on our side, just, and history waits ready to teach, if time finds us with the humility to learn, to listen to each other again, properly. Not all of us, but at first, just enough of us. Good folk, leaving behind those man-made divides to be leaning into learning again, each other's teachers. If my dirty words are sometimes too gauche, flip your mind and just listen for and find the love behind. For we know war does not reward the good, the right, the just, or the wise. This all we know. And we all know. And yet, here good folks find themselves again being cowed along this very path so very far along already. But again, you know, and it will have only ever been good folk that would ever choose to ponder and wonder at why and how they are always getting cowed. Our historically provable cowingness really needs to be thunk thoughtfully through. And luckily for us, a time to shine approaches, when many, without realising, will find thunking things through much easier to do. So, my friends, our incongruous equivocal beacon in time approaches, and under its faint light comes a time of increasing clarity, and so a period of choice. Our choice. The choice of our times, no less. We can choose it to be a time to build each other up, a time for us to find a way to feel like enough, time to be heard again, time to heal again, the time to shine of me, the time to shine of you, and all the rest of the lost shiny shimmery folk too. Or it's the beginnings of the bit of darkness replacing light, which well we know as history shows is bollock shite, right? But we are up to this. We are. I know we are. Good folk yet abound. Lift the sadness from your eyes and choose to look around. Goodness is still there to be found. Small acts of kindness being played out every day in silent loving ways between friends and good strangers alike. We are beings powered by love, you and I, no matter how hard we sometimes try to convince each other otherwise. And we have this in us, and more besides. But to access it, we have to decide to choose to steer into each other again first. To choose to believe in each other again. Not just the yous and yourses. We need to become us and arses. The truth, what I hope the beacon will show us. The truth that beneath this here shroud of these here dark times we have just forgot is true is all. And so, you lovely, lovely lot, I ask of you to choose, friends, to be thinking caps donned, blinkers gone, truth goggles back on, and be setting your bullshit detectors to 11, and then have a good, long, thoughtful poke at why do good folk allow, like cows themselves, to be driven down conflict time paths almost every time around. What's stopping us from stopping us? Because we don't have to. There are other paths, or if you are a student of time, other timelines we can merge with, and besides, nowhere is it written. And even if it turned out to be so, we'll just have a go at it with the correction fluid, you know? Why do we do that almost every time around? Or don't? See? Choices. The time of choices that approaches. The time of choice that will have only ever been our choice to make true or not. Our gift, by chance this time around, to choose different. And that's what good folks have to accept. Not alone, eventually, but at first. And I know that believing in us is difficult to believe in. I'm on the same journey. I see the same things. I carry the same painful shame watching kids getting maimed on the nightly news. Maybe some of yous wants to believe in the goodness of us again, but you just feel so alone and afraid with the knowing. Wanting to have hope in us right now feels stupid, right? Now. But you're not stupid. I know you're not. Most of yous are cleverer than me. I know yous are, because I listen more than I understand, and what my heart hears is why I'm coming out swinging so hard for us right now, with all my love, for all of you, especially you. And if you be finding anything other than love and hope in these here words by the by, maybe it's because you're not be listening properly yet, not quite ready to hear yet. But both now and then are when you have to remember that time is in charge of time. You are in charge of you, but together we, with the time we can find or are collectively given to be striven through, can yet be everything we need to be for each other, already there, waiting to be rediscovered in one another. And as reality refines us spinning emotional jackanory around our timeline story, this one we will be living through, me, you and all the other buggers too. The shit we make up as we go along, and the key is just trying to get enough good folks singing along to humanity's beautiful song. Its simple melody, which we decorate with our beautiful complexity. A true celebration of unity. And it is beautiful. Listen with your mind's ears. Because if enough of us find the tune, is how we get to collectively choose. But either way, under the light and within the time we are given by our incongruous equivocal beacon, a choice will be made, and the path into our future will be laid. Which very timely brings us nicely back to our current system of being, the one what supports us believing that 50% or more of us are gormless twats that need bombing or starving, shooting, stabbing, castrating, garroting, torture and raping. You get the idea. All these things we made our kids for us did, but we couldn't be wrong. We were the good guys, ergo, that's why we won. And I'm telling you, from an unflinching heart, but for transparency's sake, with a deficit of book smarts, hey-ho, that a system what rewards whomever conflict wins, irrespective of all those other important things, is a shit system, irrespective all the implications that truth of us demands. Now we have come this far together, we must carry on. The end is close, then we have begun. Hang what can't be done. Look to see by need what must be achieved. Really look, because it really is right there, right in front of your mind's eyes. And when all you can see is problems without solutions, take a big step back with your mind's legs and look again. Keep faith that it is there to be found, and just keep stepping back till your faith in us is rewarded. Because it is there. The well of the love we share is still right there where we left it when we forsaked it, however long ago that was. Just waiting for us to believe in it again, waiting for us to gather round and replenish it, so once more we can all draw from it. Then once it becomes known to you, whatever it means to you, and eventually it will do, take one step back forwards, ensuring maintained clarity, parity with this newly rediscovered truth that now you mustn't let go of. Then take another, and don't worry for your sanity. Keep remembering we are making our way back to reality. Because an answer to every problem we face exists. Every problem. And they all start with love. And too well I know of experience that confronting the truth of these times may well leave you feeling a little uneasy, to put it mildly, emotionally queasy, mentally lemon squeezy at the scope this endeavour upon our shoulders implies. But fret not, my friends, because as luck would have it, in the most timeliest of fashions, this is where the oft-ignored time plays its part. An Oscar-winning performance delivered from time's heart. Time's oblation of our present, gifted to each and every one of us. The place you know you should be. The place you are, actually. The place that alone we have to get there. Together, then we get to share. Time's gift of our time to shine under the light of our incongruous, equivocal beacon. Because it's time. If we're going to try to turn the tides of time, it's time for us to basically steer into our better nature for a good time, through the hard times, or we continue being beings being cowed. And it's going to be tough, plenty rough, for good folk relentlessly standing up, dispensing patience like pezzes. Oh my word, there's going to be plenty hard time ahead. But this is the job in hand, just as good folk always lend a hand. The gift of time, one step at a time, one breath at a time, our time to shine under the growing light of the approaching incongruous, equivocal beacon. Thank you. I'm sorry.